Hi, Rick Speilman here with the 33rd team. And the next main event on the NFL calendar coming up is the Indianapolis Combine. And as a former GM and a lot of people in the front office, this is one of the most important events leading up to your final grades on these drafted players and players you're going to be interested in. The big part of the draft, and you read about it earlier on the 33rd team, what Bill Polian emphasized was getting the medical information. And he gave a great explanation on how the combine was formed and why it is so important to NFL teams. What happens at the combine, and when you're in the front office and you're a scout or you're a coach, you have to be wary of these workout warriors that blow away the combine with fantastic athletic numbers, but that does not always translate to the field. So as you're sitting there as a fan and you see a receiver run in a 4.3s or 4.2s, that automatically does not make him a legit NFL receiver. And there are plenty of examples through the history of the combine that show guys that are workout warriors don't always have success, or it doesn't translate to who they are and what type of player they become in the NFL. And just to give a few examples, I can go back and look at 2009 when Darius Hayward-Bay came out. He was a 7th overall pick by the Oakland Raiders. And I remember Oakland always put an emphasis on speed. And he came out of Maryland. The biggest knock on him was the inconsistent hands. He played for the Raiders. He played for the Colts, Steelers. Did squeeze out a 9-year career. Usually when you're picking a player with a 7th overall pick in the draft, you're hoping that you evaluated that player to be hopefully a Pro Bowl type caliber player. And that's not always the case. Another example was Mike Mamula. He was a defensive end that came out of Boston College back in 1995. It was unheard of the type of numbers that he put in at the combine. He ran a 4.5 840, had a 38.5 vertical jump. He had a 49 out of 50 on the Wonderlic, which is unheard of. So everything that those numbers say should tell you that this guy will be a premier pass rusher in the league. He was the 7th overall pick taken by the Philadelphia Eagles. He lasted 5 years in Philadelphia and never stepped on the field again. And then I can give you examples of some guys that aren't great test guys, but became great football players in the NFL. And the most recent example I can remember, and I was out at USC for his pro day, was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He ran slow in the 40-yard dash. He was a very good football player, caught the ball well, excellent run after catch ability, but everybody dinged him because of that 40-yard dash. And he is one of the premier NFL receivers in the league right now. So as you get excited, we all get excited about the combine coming up. Everybody gets excited about all the numbers that these guys are potentially going to put on the board. Everyone wants to see who's the fastest 40, who's the strongest, who can jump the highest, but it does not always translate to what they're going to be as NFL players.